Good morning. It's Monday morning. I am back in the office after the survey. Long travel day on Saturday, almost 21 hours. So we are just waiting on those survey results. Nico said it'd take about a week. We got an email this morning from our broker to extend our acceptance of the vessel for another 10 days, so we have time to get the survey results back. So now we wait for the survey results.
Back 11 weeks ago, when we signed all the paperwork for the boat, we were advised that the phase-out process would take place sometime this fall, that we would take the boat, possession of the boat in November, sometime in November. That time frame now has been extended due to the amount of boats that they have going through the phase-out process at this time. So we are not slated to get the boat completed and phased out and handed over to us till about April of 2023. That's a long time. So I would have, if you're going to be getting a boat and you're planning on it, a year and a half in advance, start looking, especially if you're looking for a charter boat. So at this point, we're going to be waiting for a good long while for the boat. So we'll be in limbo, I guess, until we're able to get a better idea of when the delivery may happen. But then again, after the delivery, we still have upgrades to make. So that's going to be another few weeks to a month in another boat yard getting that done. So in the meantime, we're here having fun and just going through the paces of life until we're able to take that next step.
We have named this time in our life the Year of Lasts. In October, we took advantage of an unexpected hurricane to head out of Florida and have a college tour at Auburn University before leaving to go visit Rob's son, Chase. Rob was able to surprise Chase at his high school football game, and the next day we headed over to a pumpkin patch where we all had a blast. Our oldest son, Preston, turned 21.
Preston, happy birthday to you. Happy 21st birthday.
Davis enjoyed carving pumpkins with Kenna's friends and trick-or-treating one last time.
To introduce and recognize our seniors, the class of 2023, for the Spirit of Archery and their parents. McKenna Fraser, for parents Shannon and Rob Miller.
Davis worked several weeks to complete his Florida Boaters education course.
What are you doing?
We celebrated our last Thanksgiving together as a family. As tradition, we added a handprint to our tablecloth to serve as a reminder who gathered together.
I thought she was going to say y'all are going to go to hell.
What about this? Did you blow in?
We made our last trip to Louisiana to visit Rob's family and catch up with old friends.
I'm in St. Tammany Parish. Woo! Louisiana now, bud.
In December, we started off the Christmas season with McKenna's final Christmas band concert at Flagler Auditorium. and celebrated our last Christmas here on land.
Well, here we are, December 2022, and it is
3 days till Christmas.
the update that we have for our boat is that our original contract we were supposed to get in November. That, of course, got pushed after the CAOV to February 28th. About a week ago, we're told that it was going to get pushed to May or even further. And we began this journey back in June, so that almost makes a whole year before we would get our boat. They did have a workaround for us, so we are working forward to the workaround with getting a possible discount on the boat and taking it as is for the non-safety issues that have to be repaired on the boat. So we're looking forward to hopefully getting an answer back, because they actually have to go to the owner of the boat to see if he's willing to give that discount and take those concessions so we could get the boat on time, hopefully in February.
You got me a Nintendo Switch?
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yes. Okay, not the video.
All right, we're good. Davis began the new year by being inducted into the National Beta Club.
Accept the challenge of living by the Beta Creed. If so, respond, I am. I am.
Davis Miller.
McKenna and Chase celebrated their 18th birthdays. Communication with our broker was almost non-existent. The Moorings base in Tortola was not communicating with our broker, who was not communicating with us, and things came to a head in the end of January.
Well, I mean, getting mad at this point is really not going to do anything.
No,
so,
you know,
You're absolutely correct.
would it be possible, for us just to call down and talk to the manager down at the base itself and see if we can get answers? That's not what the agreement is, and we've got a signed agreement to that. Right. So you actually responded to my email on Friday, December 30th, and you stated that and in the email you stated that they were that the sellers have accepted a $20,000 discount on the Leopard 45 deal in order to do the phase out with an as-is deal with safety items. Hello, this is Rob.
I'm Patrick O'Reilly here over at Moorings Brokerage. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? We've reached out to Darla, and I've asked the same question since December 1st, and she, unfortunately, she's not been able to provide an answer. And I know that she's kind of a cog in a whole big wheel of things, but we do need to get some answers.
But basically, we're in a place where we have sold our home. We're in a 2-bedroom apartment awaiting this boat. So,
and originally the original agreement, and so the signed contract that we signed on 6/27 was a close date of 11/29. After we did the survey and we got the CAOV back, they pushed to a new close date of 2/28/23. So that's pushing it almost 3 months back already, and then now we're looking at another 3 months on top of that. Are you talking about February before work starts on it?
So whatever the soonest you guys can get it done properly, is kind of where we're at.
Keeping us up to date on what's going on, if when you guys find out that there's any kind of delays, right now we're just hearing about this. If I'd have known in December, we could have planned. So after our initial conversation with the manager over at the Moorings Brokerage, We have gotten a couple of updates. They actually had flown down there to find out what's going on with the yard and where everything lies as far as the boats that are in line to be repaired and phased out and where we stood in that line. As it stood, they were looking at pushing us all the way out to end of May or beginning of June sometime, possibly. But once they got over there and took a lot of information from the yard manager and everything about what actually needed to be done to get these boats moved a lot faster through the whole process, they came back to us and basically said that, hey, we can have your boat ready by the end of April. And so once they communicated that to us, that was acceptable to us because our second date that we had was in February. So that would be in like a week and a half that the boat would have to be ready. So I instructed them that that was acceptable to us and that they would need to send an addendum to our contract to state such. That way, you know, having that addendum is going to protect everybody by changing the date, and so nobody would be in default of any kind of delivery or acceptance or anything of that nature. So as it stands right now, we should be down in the BVI towards the end of April to finish out the contract on the boat, sign off on everything, and take delivery of our new boat.
Davis celebrated probably his last birthday party on land when he turned 11.
Well, we're about 30 days from heading over to Tortola to close on our boat. It's amazing that we've come this far and we've still got a lot of work to do. All the parts are coming into place. We are still waiting on final verification of our closing date. The yard still has a few things to figure out, I think, but hopefully we'll get notification tonight, tomorrow, that everything's a go, and we're gonna go ahead and book our plane tickets down and start planning the provisioning and everything for our trip back up. So now all we got to do is get everything organized for our trip down. We're going to be putting about 5 pieces of luggage together with various tools and safety gear, and for us to be able to actually move the boat from Tortola up to Florida. We won't have all of our equipment and things with us, but none of the creature comfort stuff, but the basic safety gear, including an AIS. We're gonna have all that with us when we go down, so get it all that installed and just have some basic safety stuff on board while we're coming up, bringing her up to Florida. It should take about 7 days, but we're looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. The next time we see you guys, hopefully we'll be headed out the door to the Virgin Islands to go pick her up.